Hey everyone, Ryan Young, Kama Jiu-Jitsu. I hope you're doing well. Winning is the most important thing, right? What's that term about second place, first loser? That's not necessarily something that I believe in. I do understand the rationale behind it, really, because there can only be one winner, right? Then you have second, third, whatever, right? And I first heard that, second place is first loser. I was watching some Navy SEAL thing. They were in BUDS, right, and Hell Week or whatever they call it. And what they do is they motivate themselves, thinking that way. It develops a winner's mindset. Now, when it comes to being a winner, not everybody can be a winner, unfortunately. The one who takes first place all the time, right? You can take second place, and I'm big into Formula One racing. Many of you know that. Over the years, I've been kind of just using what I learned from watching Formula One and hearing about the drivers and what they have to do to be the champion. And it's a mindset thing. It doesn't matter whether it's auto racing, whether it's jiu-jitsu, whether it's taekwondo, karate, whether it's CrossFit, whether it's hitting the gym, right? There's a lot of things that we can do to improve ourselves. Jiu-Jitsu and teaching Kama Jiu-Jitsu, Hicks and Gracie's Jiu-Jitsu, is just simply my tool for making myself as well as the people around me better, right? But there are other tools. That's just a tool I use. So one of the things that people have to get out of their mind is that you don't always have to be first place. Does that mean that you have to then get used to being a loser? Absolutely not. Just because you're second place doesn't make you a loser. Now, in that ultimate contest, yes, you lost, right? But when the battle is against yourself, then there is no winning and losing except when you compare it to yourself the day before. If you compare how good you were yesterday versus today, then you can tell yourself, if I'm better, then I'm a winner. If I'm not as good today as I was yesterday, then at least today, I'm a loser. But you have to not really think of those terms as deeply as that. They're just simply terms. And what I do is I use them simply as a guide, right? There are some things that you cannot win against. For instance, you cannot win against the weather, right? If you got a hurricane coming through, you take cover, right? Or a tornado, because it's just wind, right? But if you just stand in one spot and you get 125-mile-an-hour wind, then you'll probably get blown off your feet and blown into somewhere you don't want to be. The same thing is when you go swimming and there's a riptide, right? You got to go with the current. You can't fight the current, otherwise you'll tire out and you'll drown. Just go with it until it's gone. Now, with regard to jiu-jitsu, you can't think to yourself, well, you can if you can do that, right? I can do that. I'm not saying you can or cannot. I'm just saying that what I do. So, for instance, I can go in and train, and I can lose 20 times in a day. Does not affect me at all, right? I just make sure that I know why I lost, and that I know the remedy so that I don't lose in that same way again. Does that mean that I won't lose trying to do it even with my improvements? I might. But every time I lose, I ask myself, why did I lose? And I fix what I did wrong and I move on. Now, the submission isn't the ultimate win. Believe it or not, there are a lot of contests that you have to fight before the submission. What's an example? Let's say we're standing on our feet. What's the first thing I want to do? I want to base. Well, if he takes me off my base, I lost my base and he took me down. Okay, well, that was one battle that I did wrong. Forget about the submission that happened when he mounted me and choked me. Me losing my balance, losing my base, that was a loss. So what do I do? Next time it's, okay, how do I keep my base? Keep my base. Whatever you do, Ryan, do not give up your base. I could not care less if someone chokes me. All I'm focused on is maintaining my base. So that's my task. Maintain my base. And let's say I went with 10 opponents today. And out of the 10, I was able to maintain my base against 3. And the remaining 7 took me off my base and then threw me. So that's my baseline today. 3. 3 times I was able to hold my base, 7 times I wasn't. So the next day I go in and I want to do better. I want to do one better at least. So the next day I tell myself I got to maintain my base 4 times. Well, those are 4 wins, by the way, right? If I didn't win that, meaning I lost my base, then I lost, right? That's a little contest I'm doing, mini contest. Fast forward, go to 5, go to 6, go to 7, finally get to 10. If I can have 10 opponents and I can maintain my base 10 times, then I've conquered the base war. All right, now the next part is the throw. So now I can maintain base, but I can't seem to throw you, right? Today I threw you once, but then I wasn't able to throw you 9 other times. Okay, well, good. I've got 1 win, right? I've already won the base game, the base war, right? Now I'm going on the takedown game. So now that I've been able to disrupt your base once to take you, to take you down, great. I won that today, right? Small win. I lost 9 other times, wasn't able to take you down. So tomorrow I go, okay, tomorrow I'm going to take you down twice or more, right? So I go back and I think, what did I do wrong in those other 9? If I don't know, I'll ask my opponent, what was I doing wrong? Why were you able to keep basing when I was trying really hard to take you off base? Hopefully they tell me. And when they tell me, I then work on my problem and I improve it. The next day, I'm able to throw you 5 times. Well, that's a big win. That's 4 more wins than I had yesterday, right? We still continued on the training until submission, and you submitted me every single time. But I'm not even worrying about that now. I'm just worrying about base, which I've conquered. Now I'm worrying about takedowns, which I'm getting there, right? And when I get to all 10, then once we're on the ground, then it has to be, all right, how do I get to a good position? Because every time I take you down, I end up in your guard. I'm not in a good position, right? So that's the mentality you need to have. Take these small wins as wins. Don't only concentrate on the submission. If you don't submit anybody on a particular day, think, man, I'm a loser. I didn't submit anybody. Don't think that way. Just think about the little wins. So then that way, let's say I was able to take you down, not only base 10 times, right? I was successfully able to take you down 5 times. And we went to the ground and you were able to submit me 5 times. But yesterday you submitted me 10 times. So then I can look at it as a win, right? I'm not looking at it as a loss. I'm looking at it as, wow, I was able to submit you 5 times. Yes, you submitted me 5 times, but that's okay. It's not a big deal because tomorrow I'm going to do 6 and then 7 and then 8, right? So you kind of see where I'm at. Now, if you're a white belt and you're just getting destroyed by everybody because everybody is blue belt and up, or they're advanced white belt and you're not, find a way to take a tiny thing, make that a win, and go home happy, right? All right, so today, John wasn't able to submit me from mount. I was under mount, and I was able to protect myself. I was able to shift my weight. I was able to get my frames in. I was able to dismount him, and I wasn't able to win at the end, but, because he's all over me, but he didn't submit me. That's a win, right? Of course, I got submitted 9 other times. But that one time, I was able to go without getting submitted. Good. Now, for the other 9, find out what you did wrong, right? I left my hand over here, and my hand should have been over here. Simple as that, right? So for the next 9 that you do tomorrow, put your hand over here. See what happens. Lo and behold, I won 2 more. So instead of losing 9 times, I lost 7 times, right? So you're getting better. Small victories. So if you can get yourself to think in terms of small victories instead of only the big victories, then your mindset will improve because you'll condition yourself, you will be a winner. Because no matter what happens, I won't leave until I win at something. And if I can't win at submissions, then maybe I can win at holding a position. If I can't win at holding a position, maybe I can win it at passing a guard. If I can't do that, maybe I can win without, by not getting in your guard in the first place. So on and so forth. Just back it up to the point at which you can win something. And once you know you can win that, then move to something harder. You're going to lose a lot, but that's okay. Just try to win 1 and call it a day. If you think in those terms, you will have no choice but to be a success. I know it's hard, but if you can make your tasks smaller, right? That's what video games do, right? I asked my son once, right, when he was in college, I asked him, I go, how is it that you say you can't focus in class, right? You get distracted, you're reading something, your mind starts wandering, right? And you go back and go, what did I just read? You got to go back and read it again. So something that should have taken you an hour to read is now taking you 8 hours to read, right? So I said, okay, you're not able to focus on your schoolwork. My thinking is because you're probably bored, right? You just have to tell your mind, this is something that I need to learn. It'll benefit me to learn it, so I will focus. But what he said was, because I know he can play video games for 8 hours, stop to finish, right? No big deal. Just sit there and just playing. And I said, how is it that you're able to focus on video games, but you can't focus, you can do it for 8 hours, but you can't focus on a book for 1 hour? And his thing, I don't play video games, so I don't know. So what he told me was, what he thinks is that video games are structured in that they give you little wins, right? And they give you little wins by giving you these goals that you have to fulfill, right? Do this goal, do this goal, do this goal, do this goal. Next thing, oh, I'm the winner of the game. That's what jiu-jitsu needs to be. Give yourself a little thing to win, a little thing to win. Small little task. Eventually, you go through 20 small tasks and you've won the whole thing, right? If you can think in those terms, even if you're ADD and you can't focus on one thing for long, then that would make it easy. Just make your goals really small and make them easy to attain. And if you can do that, life will be so much happier. You'll be more successful. You'll be able to do stuff that you didn't think or know you could do. Anyway, that's all I got for you on this topic. Now, if you want to come and visit us, feel free to. We've got 2 campuses. We've got Kama Jiu-Jitsu Dallas Fort Worth, located in Flower Mound. We've got Kama Jiu-Jitsu Irvine, California, which is located in Laguna Hills. And we'd love to have you come by and visit, come try a class out, and see if you like it. See if you like what I love so much, right, being here. And we'd love to have you. If you're not anywhere local to Southern California or Dallas, Texas, you can also visit us online at KAATARO.com, where we have our curriculum on there in the form of videos and all that, so you can see Master Dave teaching like how he teaches us. It'll be all in the correct order, and you can learn right alongside with us. Anyway, that's all I got for you. Oh, and if you want to get on a call with me, you want to have some one-on-one time with me, you can hit my Clarity link below and you can book an appointment. I'd love to talk to you and go over with you what can help you. Also, I will be setting up, here we are in March of 2025, and I'll be setting up my summer road trips, my teaching road trips. Those of you who have met me outside of Texas or California, I probably met you on a road trip where I was teaching. And, we're teaching the Hicks and Gracie stuff, and I've got a trip in May. It's mid-May. I'll be heading over to meet Master Dave and meet Grandmaster Hickson in Florida. So I'll be driving over there so I can stop at your school on the way there from Dallas, Texas to Florida. And I can also stop at your place on the way back from Florida back to Dallas, Texas. Even if I have to take kind of a circuitous route, I don't mind at all. And I've also got another trip planned for the last week of July and the first week of August. And that one, I'm heading up into the Midwest. And I'll go, up toward the East Coast as well, toward the northern part. And I'd be happy to stop by and teach what we do at your place. Just go ahead and get in contact with me if you're a school owner. I'd love to see what we can do. The reason why I do these road trips is in that way I can get out to more schools because I can kind of consolidate on a trip. And also because I'm able to fund the trip with multiple stops, it's a lot cheaper that way. I'd say it's almost half of what it would cost for me to just fly out to you and just teach you and then fly back. This way, if you're simply a stop on my road trip, you may not get the best day. It just kind of depends on when I'll be passing through your area. If you can deal with that, then you get to have us come teach you at a much cheaper price than it would be if I just came to you by myself. Anyway, that's all I've got for you. I hope this was helpful. Please like and share. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do. We'd love to have you as subscribers, and I'll get more videos out to you. Anyway, that's all I got for you. Take care. Happy training. Bye now.